Anthony Ariano. Ariano family. 82,459 Deborah Dr. Indio, California 92201. 7,608,123,942. Cyber terrorist attacks, responsible for sonic health attacks, weapons used on targeted individuals, microwave auditory effect hearing, and voter fraud. Cyber terrorist attacks in Indio, California 92201. I repeat, cyber terrorist attacks, responsible for sonic health attacks, weapons used on targeted individuals, microwave auditory effect hearing, and voter fraud. Cyber terrorist attacks in Indio, California 92201. GPS, THZ rubidium atomic clock, optic frequency comb with 780 nm diode signal laser, 1550 nm diode probe laser infrared C-band, 1560 nm diode coupling laser infrared C-band THZ, nanoparticles epoxy. All of this is used to create a differential vector phased locked loop rubidium filled cavity able to produce quantum optic supercomputer. Capabilities include but not limited to quantum AP surveillance, IP microwave hacking, and much more. I have to jump ahead for 1 minute and bring up the differential vector phased locked loop rubidium-filled cavity, which encapsulates its target with radio frequencies, THZ, microwaves, optics, and more. The electromagnetic field is generated by GPS, rubidium atomic clock, and diode frequency comb. This electromagnetic field can send a ping collect frequency envelope and collect IP address from your home. Now your IP address, it is converted into a binary added to CA code 1.023 MHZ, then joining with L1 1575.42 MHZ, turning your IP address into an IP microwave address. Now this can be done with any IP address, and it is also done to insert radio frequencies. Rubidium atomic clock connects with GPSN. Digital optical frequency comb produces standard frequency time signal. Rubidium atoms paper. Quantum optical computing NANOPLASMONICS. And terahertz. An optical frequency comb tied to GPS for laser frequency wavelength calibration. https://www.ncbi.nlm.ni.gov/pmc/articles/pmc4548864/. Differential vector phase locked loop. Digital optical phase locked loop. In optics, a frequency comb is a laser source whose spectrum consists of a series of discrete, equally spaced frequency lines. Frequency combs can be generated by a number of mechanisms, including periodic modulation in amplitude and/or phase of a continuous wave laser, four-wave mixing in nonlinear media, or stabilization of the pulse train generated by a mode-locked laser. Asterisk digital optical frequency comb. 780 nm, signal laser, excites rubidium electrons. 1550 nm infrared probe laser, part 1 of a two-part laser system to create Doppler cooling on rubidium atoms, also a C-band. C-band is a nanopolymer, polymer equals laser for collecting and recording data. Audio, video. 1560 nm infrared coupling, part 2 of a two-part laser system to create Doppler cooling on rubidium atoms, also a C-band, nanopolymer. Quantum radio. https://militaryembeded.com/com/cognitive-radio/quantum-within-harsh-environments. https://youtube.be/3zdgmhxc5ra. All of the above items create a differential vector phased locked loop rubidium-filled cavity. This makes the containment unit for a quantum optic nanoparticles supercomputer, which can go around anyone's home, building, and voting booth, and is mostly made of microwaves. It also produces a quantum optic nanoparticles two-way radio. The digital optic microwave phase locked loop is created partly from our GPS system, meaning it can target anyone or any place in the world. On Earth. Terahertz THZ plus rubidium plus THZ glasses equals T-ray vision, same as at an airport. OR it can be produced with quantum optics absorption electromagnetic radiant energy. Now how video, audio, and much more is extracted from our home or any home when surrounded by a digital microwave optical phase locked loop. We will be taking a look at electronically induced transparency and absorption, 1550 nm laser probe, and 1560 coupling. Creating Doppler cooling of RB to the power of 8 to the power of 7 from 186,000 miles per sec to 32 miles per hour. Let's get started. Rubidium atoms are held in place by digital optical phase locked loop Zeeman effect and optic lasers 1550 nm probe, 1560 coupling creating Doppler cooling. The 780 nm signal excites the rubidium atom's electron into a higher than normal orbit. This Rb to the power of 8 to the power of 7 electron can absorb electromagnetic radiant energy, radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays, T-rays, and gamma rays. When the electron loses its energy, it produces a photon which is released and takes with it all information, radiant energy information, absorbed by the excited Rb to the power of 8 to the power of 7 electron radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays are transferred into a rubidium photon and then onto the C-band nanopolymer coupling laser, which carries all information happening in the GPS, rubidium, frequency comb, digital, microwave, optical, phase locked loop and sends it out to be decoded with proper equipment. Sharing all info in DMOPLL, video, audio etc. anywhere in the world via C-band and optical DPSK demodulator is a device that provides a method for converting an optical differential phase shift keying DPSK signal to an intensity keyed signal at the receiving end in fiber optic communication networks. It is also known as delay line interferometer DLI or simply called DPSK demodulator. Now stay with me because this is where it gets a little yawn. Let's backtrack a little to the CA code 1.023 MHz. This is where radio frequencies and IP address, yes I said IP address, can be added and changed into bits and become part of the GPSL1 signal. Yup. Here is a link that explains how it is done. It basically turns your IP address into ones and zeros computer talk. Can be added to CA code using bit code zeros and ones with BPSK modulation method. Then it joins L1 1575.42 MHz, which is a microwave signal carrier which will become part of the optic microwave phase locked loop.
Correction, no, not bit code, it's binary code.
How conversion is done from IP to binary? https://petri.com/csc_convert_from_decimal_to_binary #to_binary text equals here %20 are %20 steps %20 how it's %20 binary %20 form %2c %20 without %20 memorization and text equals in %20 order %20 to %20 remember %20 these 1 %20 x %202 %20 3d %202 closing parenthesis. Ping is used to gain access to any GPS or satellite equipment in vehicle, and it can be used on any electronics in the optic phase locked loop. Let that set in. Pinging a new known and unknown host, port and IP address will generate DNS packets. For any new known and unknown host, port and IP address, it will generate at least 2 packets like request and reply model, and a maximum 27 packets we can generate per ping request. Ping is used to gain access to any GPS or satellite equipment in vehicle, and it can be used on any electronics in the optic phase locked loop. Let that set in. Pinging a new known and unknown host, port and IP address will generate DNS packets. For any new known and unknown host, port and IP address, it will generate at least 2 packets like request and reply model, and a maximum 27 packets we can generate per ping request.
I had to repeat this to let it sink in because that just blew my mind, so...
For any new known and unknown host, port and IP address, it will generate at least 2 packets like request and reply model, and a maximum 27 packets we can generate per ping request. A ping can be sent to you satellite radio, and poof, a DMOPLL can be produced around your car. Now the information is ready to be shared via satellite or 5G. Imagine this phase locked loop over an electronic voting station. Computers speak in ones and zeros called bit code. Person puts bit code information into CA code 1.023 MHz, which then goes to L1 1575.42, becomes part of the phase locked loop, radio frequency over fiber, laser ROF, also becoming a part of a quantum optics computer with the ability to hack whatever is in the phase locked loop. Electronic voting booths. This system is also what was attacking our American diplomats. The cricket noise. 3 and 3 surveillance weapon GPS, rubidium atomic clock, optic frequency comb, able to put optical phase locked loop around a home, voting booth, building. All of these things can be produced from a THZ GPS satellite and are responsible for 3 main weapon systems that are created with this quantum optics THZ, GPS, rubidium, quantum optics computer. Voice of God in China 2. https://youtube.be/cpqx1acback. Inside of this digital optic microwave phase locked loop DOMPLL are microwaves from carrier signals and terahertz and more, which are contained in an electromagnetic optical phase locked loop EOPLL, which can be controlled with GPS and rubidium atomic clock standard frequency time signal. Check my research. When the EOPLL is put around a target, the target is saturated with microwaves, and this causes the frontal lobe of the brain and the cochlea to swell, letting radio frequencies bypass the ear canal and eardrum, bouncing off the cochlea and onto the frontal lobe, producing sound like a cochlea implant. This is called microwave auditory effect hearing. The radio frequencies are added to the CA code 1.023 MHz on the GPS, becoming one, then moves to be joined with L1 1575.42 MHz and sent out to be wrapped around the frequency comb lasers. This is called radio frequencies over fiber. Now remember, the EOPLL is made up of all of this, so consider it a dome of radio frequencies for now. The added frequencies can now be dialed up with SDR, radio phones, or any two-way radio like a police would use, and more than one frequency can be attached to the equals multiple audio signals, hearing voices, harassment, terrorists. Here are the diplomats. Cricket noise. Microwave auditory effect hearing. Sonic health attacks are brought on the same way, but what is heard here are the superposition beat frequencies. The cricket noise basically hear multiple frequencies of different lengths. Phase detector, low pass filter, voltage controlled oscillator, and feedback path, which may include a frequency divider. The voltage controlled oscillator increases and decreases the DC current. The higher the current, the higher the frequency, and the lower the current, the lower the frequency. Here is a video link. Sonic Health Attack 3. https://youtube.be/kgshhjgbjgq. Sonic health attacks and targeted individuals, and how microwave auditory effect hearing is real. Microwave auditory effect hearing starts at 1.245 GHz to around 3 GHz when adding a usable radio frequency like SDR to a differential vector phase locked loop. That would be at 1575.42 MHz, which is equal to 1.575, well within the range to create microwave auditory effect hearing in a differential vector phase locked loop.
I forgot to put, that would be at 1575.42 megahertz, which is equal to 1.575 gigahertz. I forgot to put the GHz on that one, so that's a correction right there. But that's equal to, it's the same thing, so that is in the range to where you would hear the microwave auditory effect hearing, which would be on the L1. The L1 is one of the signals that is sent out that you can actually add frequencies or IP addresses to that and add it to the phase lock loop. Okay.